Eddie said to me, I'm thinking of buying Doyle's. I said, you damn fool, what is the matter with you? Jamaica Plain is gone, Franklin Park is gone, the whole place is gone. It's falling down around us. He said, look, if we do the right thing, if we systematically exclude all the jerks we grew up with, we don't allow them in there, and we have a good menu and good drinks, we're going to be fine. I said, fine, we'll try it.
I've run out of air. Looks like I'm going under. I'm strapped to the bed and the surgeon is here. Looks like I'm going under. I'm hoping that someone will grant me a stay. Looks like I'm going under.
12:30 of a night in 1964, and the place was busy. I believe it was a Sunday night, and several culprits come through the side door and announced that this was a holdup, and they shot a bullet into the wall where that moon is now. And the moon was not there. That's a bullet hole. That's what's covering up for that. And one of them went behind the bar and pistol whipped McDonough, the bartender, and took the contents of the register and put it in his pocket. Unbeknownst to them, Bill Doyle was down the end, behind the bar, crouched down. And as you know, he was a former Boston police officer, so he had a gun with him. And he waited until these two culprits exited out the front door, and he broke the window and shot Goodrich, dead, shot him right there. Four shots, dead, right outside the street in 1964. Bill Doyle had a well-deserved reputation for frugality, and this was, the old joke was, these are the only 4 shots he ever gave away for nothing.
There was a subpoena delivered today. Looks like I'm going under. And the cops found the pistol that I threw away. Looks like I'm going under.
Stony Brook, as you know, was the home of many, many breweries at the turn of the last century. The Churka 1890 and thereabouts, 1900. And with the advent of Prohibition, a lot of these places had to close, but many of them stayed open. The primary one was Doyle's, which stayed open as a speakeasy. When Prohibition came along, my grandfather got out of the retail liquor business and became a bootlegger. And he bootlegged booze to Doyle. Of course, my father would never admit it. That was another Irish trait. Tell him nothing. It was delightful growing up in Jamaica Plain when we were kids. I mean, we had Jamaica Pond, we had Franklin Park Zoo, we had the Arnold Arboretum, we had local schools. We never had to leave Jamaica Plain. We didn't want to. Nothing but fond memories of Jamaica Plain. The Agassiz School, Mary E. Curley School, Jamaica Plain High School, all the, the give and take amongst the young kids, the parishes, Boy Scouts. It was just a wonderful experience. Every kid should be half as lucky as I was in their youth. From the perspective of a 65-4-year-old man now, the older days are always better. We imagine them. Of course they're not any better, but I have fond memories of that. But when I look around nowadays, I see the parks are much, much better. I got married in 1968 and I lived at 53 Dunster Road, a beautiful home, 2-family, no garage, no driveway, little postage stamp yard, and just 2 alleyways in. No place to park, no nothing. It just sold the other day for $830,000. Beyond my comprehension. I could have got it for maybe $28,000 in 1968. Where are these people getting the money? Where are these young kids getting the dough? I mean, if the crunch comes, and it's inevitable, it will. How are they going to meet the note? I left here in 1972 because of the predicament with the busing. I had a family with 2 kids, and I didn't want to have them subjected to that kind of system. Something had to be done about the inequality in the school system. We had a guy around here by the name of Wendell Garrity, who was a Kennedy coat hanger. And he came in and he just wreaked havoc on the city of Boston. Well, he wouldn't listen to anybody. He thought he knew everything. He was a blow-in from Wellesley Hills. He couldn't tell you how to get to Forest Hills from Dudley Street. And Kevin White, who was the mayor at the time, was quoted as saying that Wendell Arthur Garrity is a hero for our time, but he will be reviled in history as an arrogant ass, and that's just what he was. Today, as we speak, the buses are flying by here, and it's costing over $1 million a week. If you ask anybody involved in those days, they'll tell you. I had friends that were agitating for a new school in Franklin Field, and as soon as that was built, they had to put their kids on a bus right in front of the brand new Lee School and then send them to an inferior school in Brighton. My mother, I still see her, she'd be throwing water at me at 8:20 in the morning. Get up, you bum, and go to school. 8:20 in the morning. I go through Mattapan, these kids are out there at 6:30 in the morning, risking their lives trying to get across the road to get on a bus to go someplace else. Why can't they stay at home and get some, you've taken the joy out of youth for them. And they won't be, I'll be going home at 5:30, the kids are still getting off a bus. What have they gained? They've lost their youth. You've taken the youth away from them in a lot of ways, and it's not funny. I don't envy a Boston school teacher at all, because they can't do anything. And there's this big talk about the charter schools and this stuff. There shouldn't be any charter schools. All schools should be equal. And who was it? What the heck is his name? Oscar Wilde said, and he said years and years ago, a school building should be the most beautiful building in a village. And the penalty for acting up in that building is to be told you can't come back tomorrow. And that's the trouble with it is now. And you see these kids, and it's not their fault in a lot of ways, the breakdown of society. To be able to tell the teacher to go to hell, it's just beyond my comprehension. Where we're all going, I have no idea. There was that old black comedian that used to say, how the hell did he do it? Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Well, my wife Mary Ann, that's all. But typical Irish, I don't tell her enough, but she knows I'd be lost without her. It wouldn't last 10 minutes. Glorious. It really is when you think about it. Jesus Christ. Peter Murray, who was a city councilor here years ago when I was a kid, lived down in St. John Street. And if you came in with a problem, he'd pick up the phone and, I want to talk to the mayor. You put the mayor on the thing, right? So blah, blah, blah. But the wire went through the floor, and then it was dead then. So the people would walk out there and say, oh, what a good guy. He was on the phone with the mayor. That's taken care of.
Have you seen the Lady Fire movie?
1, 2, 3, 1. The water is rising, I've run out of air. Looks like I'm going.
I like to call myself a historian / saloon keeper.